Throughout Christian history, there have been many icons of Our Lady, Christ's Mother. Today we're going to talk about one that you will see in Orthodox churches around the world. It has several names, one of which is Our Lady of the Sign. Orthodox churches are full of icons, and it's likely when you walk in you will see all the wall space taken up with these images of Christ and the saints. Most of these images are about life-size or a little bit smaller. There are very few very large icons. A couple of the notable exceptions are the icon of Christ, normally in the center of the church, up in the dome. The other one is an icon of Our Lady with Christ at the eastern end of the church in what is known as the apse, the space right above the altar. This icon has been very deliberately placed here, and it teaches far more than it depicts at first glance. It can be easily described as an icon of Our Lady with Christ, but there is so much more as to why this icon is placed in that part of the building. Its careful construction, design, and deep symbolism actually makes it a truly cosmic image about the work of God. Much of the symbolism in this icon is common to all icons of the Theotokos, and we have covered a lot of it in our episode about Our Lady of the Way. So please do watch that for extra information about what you will see in the icon we're talking about today, which is commonly known as Our Lady of the Sign. What you have to keep in mind when you hear of anything that the Orthodox say about Mary, about the saints, about iconography, all of it is kept in our faith because it ultimately points us to Jesus Christ and into a deeper relationship with Him. The icon we're looking at today is often known as Our Lady of the Sign, and this title does point towards a prophecy in Isaiah. Therefore the Lord Himself will give you a sign. Behold, the virgin shall conceive and bear a son, and shall call his name Emmanuel. However, this title of Our Lady of the Sign is also closely linked to a 12th century story of a battle involving the city of Novgorod, in which a form of this icon resulted in a miraculous victory, and this was a miracle or a sign from God. An older title for this icon is the Platytera. This is a Greek word that means more spacious, and it is part of a longer title for Mary, the Theotokos, that she is more spacious than the heavens. She carried Jesus Christ, God Himself, the creator of the universe, in her womb. Someone greater than the universe came into the created universe through her. So she has this beautifully poetic title of more spacious than the heavens. And that is what this icon is teaching. Her depiction there above the altar is also an artistic depiction of our universe. Something created by God, something limited in space, and yet into which God Himself has arrived. The universe is hard to depict, and this presence of God hard to imagine, and yet we have this very visual way of doing so, to make this incredible event of the incarnation of God something understandable. A human woman is the symbol for all of creation, and Christ is God Himself. Connecting Our Lady with the theme of the universe and the heavens, many of these icons will depict stars around her. There are also some powerful Old Testament connections with this image. By carrying Christ in her womb for 9 months, she holds God within herself. She becomes a living throne of God. And because Christ comes with the New Testament, the New Covenant with humanity, she is the Ark of the New Covenant. Atop the original Ark of the Covenant in the Old Testament were 2 angels, and the space between these 2 angels was known as the mercy seat. This was an earthly throne, and it is said in the Old Testament that it was here above the mercy seat between the 2 angels that the presence of God would come. In the Old Testament, God does not come as a man. In the New Testament, though, He does. His mother, Mary, the Theotokos, is the living mercy seat and the living ark. So, when you look up at this image of her in the church, you will see, as in the original Ark of the Covenant, the presence of 2 angels, one on either side of her. This icon's position there above the altar at the eastern end of an Orthodox church is the same position of the ancient Ark of the Covenant in the Old Testament tabernacle and temple. Where once stood the Old Testament, now we see the New. So when you walk into an Orthodox church and you look at the far end above the altar and you see this icon, what you are experiencing there is a direct connection over the centuries between the Orthodox Church you're standing in today and the days of Moses. That faith that was given to Moses and fulfilled by Jesus Christ continues to this day. This icon is actually one of the oldest continuous images in the Christian church. It has been found in the catacombs. The posture of Our Lady in this icon is known as the Orans posture. It is the lifting up of our hands in prayer. You'll see it in scripture and you will see it throughout church history until today. The final thing to note is the position of Jesus Christ in this icon. He is depicted on a sort of shield in front of his mother, and this is a symbolic way of saying that this is the moment of his incarnation. God has become man. But this shield is not above the womb of Mary, but it is at her very center, at the very core of her being. All of her life, all of her experiences, everything that she was centered around Jesus Christ. This icon and the position of Christ in this icon, the icon's position in our churches, is a reminder that for us too, Christ is supposed to be the very center of who we are, the very foundation of our identity as human beings, at the very core of what makes us human. Thank you for watching this episode. A reminder to please check out our episode on the icon of Our Lady of the Way, as well as other episodes about Our Lady on this channel. If you are interested in learning more, we strongly recommend visiting an Orthodox church, because this continuity that we have from the Old Testament, there is way more to find. We are accompanying this episode with a cup of black tea that contains rose blossoms and bergamot, and it's a very delicate, nice tea.